Welcome into NFL Daily. I am Tom Downey. Some fresh trade rumors with roughly 2 days away until the 2022 NFL trade deadline. Oh, by the way, we will be live for that. Live coverage of all the news as it happens, the rumors as well, and what could be a rather rare blockbuster trade deadline. You see 2 Denver players on there. We'll break them down in a second. But first, make sure you guys are subscribed. Free videos every single day. We'll have more trade rumors videos leading up to the trade deadline and live coverage. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Here are the top 4 Broncos trade chips. A lot of the stuff today coming in from Schefter and Rappaport. Some new updates on that side. We're going to begin with Bradley Chubb. First note on him, these stats are before their game against the Jags. With where Denver's at, and they paid Randy Gregory. They did get a big-time win of the Jags, who are simply not good in close games. They've struggled there all year long. But Denver gets a big win. But Chubb is in the last year of his deal. He'd fetch you a nice return, second and change maybe, from that, much like the Von Miller deal last year, right? They have young defensive edges and edge rushers and pass rushers. They paid Randy Gregory. Chubb might be the biggest player who could be moved on this year's trade deadline. Jerry Jeudy, meanwhile, I have 2 thoughts. Was this a showcase game, or was this a we want to keep him on our roster game? 7 targets, 6 catches, 63 yards, and a score. A good game from Jeudy. Rapport says Denver will not just give him away, but we'll see if they get an offer or not. The other 2 names on that list, Albert Okwuegbunam, a.k.a. Albert O, and KJ Hamler. Especially Albert O, I could see being moved. Albert O's not playing right now for Denver really at all. You saw what Greg Dulcich did today. He's their new tight end 1, short-term, long-term. Hamler is kind of winding out on his deal. So those last 3 names, essentially the 2 middle names, are available at the right cost. The first and last, Chubb and Okwuegbunam, I think could very much be had if there is the right offer, or if there's any good offer from opposing teams, because Denver, not great, big win. They are still in sell mode. All right, predict it for me, folks, from right now, with when you're watching this video, whether it's, 5:30 Central, 6:30, 7:30, early Monday morning, whatever. How many trades from right this second will happen until between then and the actual trade deadline? We've seen a bit of action this year. It's the pinned comment on today's video. If the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and predict how many more trades happen before the end of the NFL trade deadline. Let's move to the Houston Texans and Brandin Cooks. As we sit here filming this, Houston is currently playing a football game against the Tennessee Titans. Their offense looks bad. I guess knock on wood or not knock on wood as we sit here filming. The Texans are allegedly listening to offers on Brandin Cooks, despite just paying Cooks in the offseason. Adam Schefter and others reporting some potential destinations. The Giants, who are also playing a football game as we sit here right now, looking for receiver help. The Rams and a Brandin Cooks reunion. How fun would that be, right? Looking to add some talent. The Minnesota Vikings, interesting name. They're hot. You've got Thielen and Jefferson. Thielen's not the same guy, but Cooks has played well. And the Green Bay Packers, maybe more so than any team in the market for big-time wide receiver help. Cooks entering Week 8 has not been the same guy he's been so far this year. He's had some struggles, some issues, etc. But there is talent. There is speed. He'd be a good addition to any contender. Cooks, by the way, allegedly only wants to play for a contender. So shout out your favorite team and who you want them to go trade for. 2-part ask. Do it in 1 comment. So, Cowboys, Texans, Packers, Bears, Raiders. Maybe not the Raiders are sellers this year. Bucks, whatever. Name your favorite team and who you want them to go get. An interesting name has emerged per NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. Sean Murphy-Bunting is now apparently in trade conversations here. He has apparently fallen out of favor with Tampa. He's not played that much this year after being a starter basically when healthy last year. But he can play football. Some inside-outside flexibility. The numbers last year, coverage stats-wise, not bad on the yards. Again, only 9 games, so it can inflate the perspective. Not quite double, so a little bit high, but sub 60% completion rate, 3 PBUs, 3 touchdowns. Murphy-Bunting is a good corner in a market where there are not that many. You're talking, Sidney Jones, William Jackson. If the Bucs are open to selling, Sean Murphy-Bunting could be a fun piece for somebody out there. Today's show is made possible by BetUS. Head over to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code NFLDaily. $100 down minimum gets you a 125% deposit bonus. So if you're betting on football games, you bet the Cowboys in the over, easy money. Maybe you took the Raiders to win or cover. It was a rough showing for the Raiders there. Either way, when you use promo code NFLDaily at chatsports.com/bet, you are literally playing with house money. They're just going to give you free money to bet with, right? So $100 down, they're going to give you $125 for free. Hit some bets, awesome, more money. Lose some bets, that's okay. It's house money. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code NFLDaily. Let's talk running backs as the Cleveland Browns, and this is the report from Schefter, they are willing to grant Kareem Hunt's trade request. Allow me to translate NFL leak speak for you. The Browns have not yet had an offer good enough for Kareem Hunt, but they would like to remind everyone they're open for business. The Browns are not in great shape this year. They, of course, play on Monday Night Football, but they're 2-5. Best case, they're 3-5. They're several games back in the division. When Deshaun Watson gets back, it's probably too late. Hunt's in the last year of his deal. The Browns are open to moving Kareem Hunt, but they will not just give him away with a potential comp pick coming back their way. So they will listen to offers. They allegedly want a 4th-round pick. We'll wait and see if and when that offer ends up coming through. But that is a prime name to monitor this year at the trade deadline. Speaking of running backs, Cam Akers, not active as the Rams play the Niners, as we sit here filming this, he continues to be shopped. The Rams have leaked, hey, if there's no trade, we'll just keep him, i.e., please make a better offer before the trade deadline or an offer, because honestly, Akers has not been that good since that injury. The numbers are startling. 4.3 yards per carry against a rather paltry and frankly bad 2.8 yards per carry. So they have to figure out what is going on with Cam Akers, both the Rams and or other teams. Both these backs, though, very clearly are on the trade block. So who would you rather trade for? 4th-round pick for Hunt, maybe a day 3 pick later than that for Akers. KH for Kareem Hunt, or CA for Cam Akers. Let's wrap up with 4 very notable names not likely, barring a surprise, but surprise happen all the time, to be dealt. First up, Josh Allen, the Jags edge, not the Bills QB, right? Teams have called the Jags. He's young, he's a good edge, he's talented, he's affordable, he's cheap, all that good stuff. Jacksonville does not want to trade him, but much like Brian Burns of the Panthers, those are the offers, I think the asking price for Allen, much more affordable than Brian Burns. I would be shocked if either Brian Burns, DJ Moore, J.C. Horn, Derek Brown, etc., actually end up getting dealt. The asking price, especially after DJ Moore almost won that game for Carolina. Don't take your helmet off, buddy. Come on. Those players are core young pieces for a Panthers team, by the way, that has competed hard, even more so than with Matt Rule, than with Steve Wilkes, head coach. All of a sudden, Matt Rule's gone. DJ Moore pops off for 6 for 152 and a score. Brian Burns had 7 tackles, some pressures. Those 2 are core pieces in Carolina. Josh Allen, meanwhile, key part opposite Trayvon Walker. I'd be surprised if those guys got dealt. Chase Claypool, meanwhile, the Steelers have apparently high asking prices for him. I've seen 3rd-round pick. I've also seen, hey, we want a McCaffrey package. It's way too much. So, notable names. Don't get your hopes up, though. More NFL trade rumors tomorrow and, of course, live Tuesday right here at Chat Sports. Make sure you guys are subscribed.